Hello folks, welcome back to StarCraft 2 Odyssey. And there's actually two things I want to talk about here, not actually related to this custom map or actually related to StarCraft. Just kind of things I want to say, just to have them said in some video, and then so I can stop thinking like, oh, I have to say X, Y, and Z. It's in one case it's kind of like I failed to make my point in something, so I feel if I make my point somewhere, at least I've actually properly made my point. I was having a conversation with a guy on Twitter, and we ended up talking about like there's a certain philosophy some people have where it's kind of this was the last one. Yeah, I remember seeing that so much. A philosophy like there's no bad targets, only bad strategies, tactics. Like, I was disagreeing. I said it's that's the wrong way of going about things because frequently can cause harm, and you don't see it or don't care. And I later made the point when my conversational partner, I can't pronounce their name. It's either in kanji or it's not like Patrick. It's something else. So I can't use their name on. They said they do it themselves sometimes. And something else. I commented that we all do. There's actually another point I've kind of failed to make. I'm kind of terrible at using Twitter. Basically, we all do it to some degree, like that kind of thinking, if you get me. But it's there's a difference between dipping their toe in and what some people do of flinging themselves into it. Like imagine it's a pool of water or like a swimming pool. They fling themselves in and swat away and the lifeguards attempt at pulling them out. And, just like thrive in it. That's pretty dangerous. The other stuff can be, but at least it's, just dipping your toe in and taking it out. And, yeah, it's not quite as bad, if you get me. Just due to the shorter time period. But that was the one point I wanted to make. It's just kind of a case of having it out there more so than anything else. Because I felt awkward bringing it up because the conversation's been dead a few days. I was awkward even when it was at the time, before it died. So, yeah. The other thing was I'm thinking of writing a blog post. This guy, Ernest W. Adams, had a few tweets and a few posts on Facebook where he apparently equated women with big breasts in video games to blackface. So I'm just right. And then he went off on a tirade declaring who he considers real, or what you have to do to be considered a real man. And I thought what people were doing was trying to get away with, gender roles and that kind of thing. Apparently not, no. Then again, would they be gender roles? But, it's just kind of silly. So I was going to write a blog post criticizing him for being an idiot. If anyone was interested, have a look on the channel. I'm just going to start reading that in a moment now. I'm just thinking, should I start this again? Should I? I feel like shouldn't have said what I've said. But it's more because, like, for us, this isn't like the day after I last recorded. This is the third day after. The 2 days in between, I just couldn't record for a variety of reasons, and I just wasn't doing that well emotionally, and I'm actually not that well today either. I was actually close to not recording, so I think it's more to do with that than any issue with the thing as a whole, if you get me. Yeah. I'm just going to take a quick swig here. If you want, you can start reading it yourself. I'll do it now in just 1 second. Act 1. Mission 8. The Federation Strikes Back. The tide has turned. Despite the Federation's capital world of Centilius being under blockade by the UEC's fleet, reinforcements were still sent to Duros Strait. The battlecruiser Heimdall returned to the planet, accompanied by the Aurora and the Icarus, to lay waste to the invading forces sent from Old Earth. Unexpectedly, the rival was completely dwarfed by the latter edition of the Cerberus, a new class of battlecruiser, capable of amazing destructive power and impenetrable shields. The ultimate testament to the Federation's superiority in the Cardian Quadrant. Its power, worth several of the enemy's ships, will be enough to break the blockade on Centilius, leaving Harsh confused as to why the Federation would send it to battle on a worthless rock like Duros Strait. The House Rejects and the Sos Ravens have relocated to the southern shores of one of the few seas on the planet. Across it stands Greensboro, the original site of the first terraformers who landed on Duros Strait over 7 years ago. Harsh expects a special assignment to occur, even though he only speculates its nature. He can only speculate its nature. Some missions may grant special abilities from like artillery barrages or airstrikes. They can be accessible through your main command center and should be used as often as possible. 1 second. Hey folks, I'm back. Let's get into it. Hard. Remember finding a bit of difficulty with this, not too much though. I can't remember what the solar system in the main StarCraft 2 universe is. Like, where Raynor is and all that. I remember this is Cardian, but I don't remember anything else. Welcome to the tip of the spear, Mr. Harsh. This better not be copyrighted music. Have you gotten word on what we're doing here, Ryback? Straight to the point it is. Across the sea is Greensboro, the original terraforming complex on this planet. Terraforming? Had no idea this rock had worked on. Indeed, seems the atmosphere was quite radioactive and low on oxygen when it was first surveyed. The complex is nothing but chemical waste central now, with a few manufacturing lines. Quite a few units there. As it happens, the Federation has lost a science crew vital to our research divisions. They believe the eggheads are hiding in Greensboro. And we're out to get them. And we have to get them out. And regain occupation of the town in the process, yes. So the Federation's hiding research facilities on a mining planet. Surprises just keep coming and coming. I can see we're going old school with this approach. As I can see the mind reader is still in your company. Shouldn't the Federation have called him back already? My men don't enjoy having a telepath near the miter Ryback, but Meeks is a killing machine, and I like having him by my side in a fight. He is useful. The stun is pretty badass. Very well. Have you heard about Have you heard what her men are calling the UEC? Yeah, the Earthborn. I think we're done here, Ryback. We are. See you on the other side. I just think of Earthborn, like some sort of Dragonborn thing. Are we good to go, Masterson? Yeah, our men are ready for the push. A minor discrepancy with the inventory, but nothing of importance. We're missing 2 ammo boxes, ghost rifle clips. Still enough ammo to go around? Plenty. Will we have decent siege support, sir? The Souls Ravens commandeered will provide additional firepower with Goliaths. Roger. Can't imagine a group of scientists surviving hidden in a town occupied by the Earthborn. Do you suppose they're still alive? Earthborn is so much easier to remember. We'll find out soon enough. Like seriously, I couldn't remember UEC for whatever reason. Just had difficulty remembering like That. I don't remember why though. That's pretty well secured, I have to say. And do they have longer range than normal? Could just they always had that range, but they just never had the sight. Like fog of war and all that hindered it. Like if you have tanks, you kind of need. It would be more efficient if they'd done a horizontal sweep. Whatever, I'm nitpicking it, even though it ultimately isn't important. That's some shouting there. Well, yeah, whatever reason, I have difficulty remembering UEC. I think I kept confusing it with the ones from Brood War and the other guys. You remember the unmanned combat mechs? We need to hurry up, people. The UEC won't let us keep the beach for long. We've structures already en route. Here, sir. Good. We'll occupy this slot. The Souls Ravens will hold the other side. We're in for a fight. And this time, we actually have, like they promised in the last thing, we have videos? No. Stuff. Vehicles. Greensboro terraforming site. Greensboro is known throughout the Earth's tree as the landing site of the first colonizers to arrive on the planet over 7 years ago. After very quick and successful reatomization of the atmosphere, Greensboro was slowly but steadily rebuilt into a waste processing center for the Earth's tree, the nearby systems. Recent plans are intent on rebuilding it once again, this time into a vast factory of military ships and luxury vehicles for the people of the capital world, Centilius. I actually kind of like that word, Centilius. Oh, kind of works. Federation capital of the world, Centilius. Federation capital world of Centilius. I think I said all that right. Just whatever way, thinking back on what I said, it sounded really wrong. Like I just spoke weirdly. Torque 2 was a planet immensely rich in all types of metals and quickly colonized by mining companies and industrial factories for military weaponry and vehicles by the Federation of Warfare. When the Powering Wars began and the Federation separated itself from the control of the Parisian economic monster, Torque 2 was renamed Centilius, taken as the capital world for the Federation. Nowadays, Centilius stands as the ultimate power in the Cardian Quadrant. Sadly, we don't have all those troops that were just on the beach there. In fact, we have fuck all. Captain, we've established an upwing to the fleet. They are ready for coordinates. Time to show the UEC what it means to screw with the Federation. I can now call in airstrikes. So I can send them in there to different locations. But I'm not going to do it anytime, not yet. I'm going to hold them on defense because it's going to take me a moment to get my base up and running. Just want to make sure I have a good few SCVs. Airstrike can be accessed in your main command center. Upon triggering, 3 Banshees codenamed Pegasus Avengers, or Pegasus's Avengers, will attack up to 6 enemy units within the targeted area. Sending your Banshees too deep into the enemy-occupied Greensboro will most likely result in them getting shot down before the airstrike is accomplished. I'm not sure if that has much of a penalty to you in the long term, as in, like, you can't use them again or something like that. I think it just, the airstrike fails and that's it. Okay, sorry I had to stifle a belch there. If you're wondering what that weird sound was. Ooh, and now on this level, we can get the Neo Steel frames. And we can get reactors. Which will certainly help counterbalance the fact that I was going to say I kind of got units late. It feels like I got them later than I should have, but yeah, I'm sure I'll be fine. I feel like I'm forgetting something. You know, those vehicles will probably be pretty handy for defense. Also, you will actually get some assistance from those ravens, but they won't actually provide that much. Really. Uh, they will send in some strike teams, but they will be limited. Like, it's not going to be like... Their teams will be small. If they're going to do anything, they'll only be able to accomplish it with your assistance. They can add additional firepower to your groups, but they go where they choose to go. Like, you have no control or influence over anything. So, remember at the end of the Heart of the Swarm campaign, remember how Raynor was helping out? Spoilers, by the way. Bit late, but fuck it. He was helping out. I didn't really bother, with him in the slightest, because, look, I didn't really take advantage of his helping out much because he seemed that, useful out of my own plans going on. So I pretty much just ignored him as far as I remember. I protected him when I needed to, but that was it. Of course, it could be confusing for the times I played on normal, if you get me. Right now it's kind of all blurring into one. I feel kind of silly because I feel like I've messed up, but oh well. There. 2 there. Your barracks. Let's get a second engineering bay. Airstrike. Might seem like overkill, but I want to make sure they don't. Can't do anything. Oh yeah, basically if I wasn't really making much sense there, basically the ultimate point of what I'm getting at is I won't be bothering with those ravens much, at least I mightn't be. Like, they'll go off, do their own thing, get their troops killed, and I'll be just massing up a good army. I may eventually, tag along with them, but it'll just be for the extra tiny bit of firepower, but only when I'm ready. And that's a maybe. It's not like they're going to be an intrinsic part of my strategy. The UEC's fleet is entering the planet. My God. Sorry. They presumably mean the atmosphere or whatever. They're coming close to the planet's surface. But entering the planet, I just think they're actually going down to the planet's core. As in, their banshees are just ramming the ground. It's a funny image because it's just apparently these Earthborn don't know how to drive. And they think we were scared of them. Must have been on autopilot when they killed the Pegasus. Anyway. And will most likely attempt to hit your position. Counter-strike is accessible in your main command center and can even the odds by calling down 3 Vikings named Colonel's Fury. These Vikings will hit head on any enemy aircrafts inbound for your base. To avoid having units destroyed, wait for the enemies to for the enemies incoming, bleed the safety of their defenses. I will have some people go up there and stay there to mine, but it won't be for a little while. Stay there to mine, no. Stay there to repair. Yeah, I'll send them up in a little bit.